All right, big round of applause for Kareem. You can go from right here. There's your presenter.
All right, well, thank you all for having me today. As you mentioned, my name is Kareem Harris. I'm a digital sales manager here at the York Interconnect, where our everyday goal is to connect advertisers with their target audience, wherever they're watching their content. So here at the Interconnect, we work with local, regional, and national brands, and the question always comes up, why spend ad dollars in New York? Well, for starters, it's the most powerful brand in the United States. On average, New Yorkers earn a higher income, which translates into more spending across all categories. New York's also a diverse market, meaning New York is number 1 and 2, respectively, for African American and Hispanic TV households. A little background on the Interconnect. We're a joint venture between Altice, Charter, and Comcast, which gives access to over 7.6 million households, and that translates into over 72 million screens within the DMA. And here's a quick look at our footprint. So we service New York, New Jersey, and parts of Connecticut, and we're able to do ad insertion via traditional linear TV, addressable TV, OTT, set-top box VOD, and live streaming. In terms of content, we have access to over 100 plus cable networks, as well as we have 2 hyper-local news stations with New York 1 and News 12. In terms of buying the inventory, you have the ability to do the full New York DMA footprint, as well as zone level with the New York and New Jersey zones. And we also have zip code level targeting available as well. And at the base of all this, really our backbone at the Interconnect, it's our data. Seeing that we work with the cable companies, we have access to over 5 million set-top boxes for TV viewership data, which we use to create robust media plans on the front end, as well as provide comprehensive attribution reporting on the back end. So here at NYI, we like to say we're a one-stop shop, bringing you the entire New York audience wherever they're watching. Everyone from your traditional linear viewers all the way to your on-the-go app users and everybody in between. And the question is, how do we do that? By utilizing our capabilities such as live sports, we have high-profile entertainment and news, our digital opportunities such as live streaming, VOD, and OTT. We also have addressable TV. We also have an exclusive product called TV360 in which we use our data from our providers to create a media plan to hit the target audience correctly, as well as hyperlocal news. We're able to create one holistic media buy that allows us to target viewers wherever they're watching. And let's take a quick look at what viewers are currently watching in the New York market. So unfortunately, I don't know how many Mets fans we have, but they suffered unlucky end to the season against the Padres last week. But that opening game on the 9th brought in just under 400,000 viewers. And as we all know, New Yorkers love drama. So the season finale of The Real Housewives of New Jersey brought in over 100,000 impressions. And the Yankees are currently in a postseason battle with the Guardians. Hopefully they can bring it home tonight or today. But they opened the series on the 11th to the tune of 484,000 impressions as well. And speaking of live sports, we have partnerships that are unique with the regional sports networks here in the DMA with MSG, SNY, and YES, providing viewers with all the local games, highlights, and talk shows and content for their favorite teams like the Knicks, Yankees, Mets, Rangers, you name it. We also have our 2 local news properties I mentioned earlier, which are unique to the New York region, but also to the regions within our DMA. So if you're from Long Island, Westchester, Connecticut, New Jersey, or the 5 boroughs, you'll be sure to be seeing stories that are relevant to you and your community as well. And the really great thing about our 2 local news products is that when combined, they actually outperform all other broadcast stations within our DMA in terms of reach. Some say that some of the performance and success can be attributed to the production value of our 2 programs, our 2 stations, which recently combined for 29 awards at this most recent New York Emmy Awards. And advertisers have a really great opportunity with our local news products to integrate themselves through the use of sponsorships. So as you can see here on the bottom right, we have the News 12 road trip segment, which has been sponsored by Hyundai for the past 3 years. And next I want to jump to a case study in which a client used our regional sports and local news opportunities and combined it on top of their traditional cable schedule to create an incremental reach of 8%. And this translated to an additional 400,000 impressions for the adults 25 to 54 demographic. Now, how are we able to realize these kind of metrics? Well, we use our key asset, data. Again, mentioning that we are with the cable company, so we have access to TV exposure data from Altice, Comcast, and Charter, which allows us subscriber insights. We also have the ability to take client first-party data and CRM data to create custom match lists with our subscriber base. And we do work with some third-party vendors such as Experian and LiveRamp to create additional segments to get insights on different things like demographics, lifestyle, and purchase habits. Here we have an example of a data-driven TV plan. So the target is households in the DMA that have an income of $100,000 or greater. And what we have here using our data is a ranker that shows which networks they're most likely to watch when compared to other households within our market. And as we all know, and Stephanie just mentioned, TV isn't going anywhere. Instead, it's going everywhere. And here at the York Interconnect, we want to stay in front of your target audience, wherever they may be watching. So if they're sitting on the couch, binging their favorite TV shows via their set-top box on demand, or if they're, opening up a Spectrum app and watching their TV through a live streaming app on their daily commute, or if they're sitting on their iPad and jumping into the ESPN app, we have the inventory and we're able to find them wherever they may be watching. And tying all this together is our attribution studies. We take different measurements such as sales conversion, location data, website visitation, and brand health studies, and tuning conversion for programmers. And we're able to show the effectiveness of using data when creating your media plans. We do all this in a privacy-compliant manner, in which we would send out TV exposure files to our third-party vendors to show that there's an ROI when you look at households who were exposed to the ad and took action versus those households who were completely unexposed. Lastly, I want to end on a case study where an auto manufacturer was looking to see households who had bought competitive vehicles within the DMA. Through this, we put together a addressable TV and OTT plan that was able to target over 750,000 households, and we created the media plan to serve over 5 million TV impressions as well as 1.1 million digital impressions to show there's an incremental lift of 68% when the household is exposed, incremental sales lift of 68% when the household's exposed to the ad and then took action versus those households who aren't exposed. I want to thank you all for your time, and if you have any more questions, I'll be around for the rest of the day and I'll talk a little bit more. Thank you.